One of the most vague terms that we have golfers who come see us are trying to do is connection. It's a vague term. Everybody thinks you've got to have connection to be good. Okay, what does connection mean to you? Well, you ask 10 different golfers, you get 10 different answers. One of the more common misuses of that term is with the right arm. We've been told that there's basically 3 connection points. You got basically the inside of the elbow, kind of middle of the arm there, and then up under the armpit. And at takeaway, you should have that elbow connected halfway back. The middle one comes off, and then you kind of keep this one the whole way. It's just simply not what we see with any good player.
It's that whole thing. You're trying to fit the swing into this like robot mode, and we call it looks good
over systematized.
It looks good on paper, but in the real world, it doesn't work like that.
Let's break that down with the data.
Okay.
So we know now that the arms don't hang down at address, okay? So nobody addresses the ball like that. The arms always hang. So my elbow is already disconnected from my rib cage, okay? So for me to get a connection when I turn, I've got to then lower my arm.
So here's address.
Yep.
Stand up, keep the same relative angle to my torso.
So your elbow is already
off.
Disconnected at setup.
What he's saying is if you're going to connect it, you're actually lowering the arm to start the backswing. And by the way, they got to go up there to hit the ball.
So we're beating that drum pretty regularly lately because we see it every single day.
It's hurting golfers, and our job is to just put good information out there as we're trying to help people.
So the first concept of connection, the first point of connection is literally the opposite of what we see good players do. Now, you can find, I think there's a video of Mac out there who's demonstrating that. Again, it's not what good players are doing.
Yeah, I think there's a video of Mac O'Grady kind of like holding it in all the way, leaning over to get the up part. Just don't see that with the arm, with the tour players.
No.
We have as many tour players in our we have the most actually in our database, and we're not seeing it.
So right off the bat, that connection is broken at setup, and it should stay broken the entire backswing.
Yeah.
What good players do is they're lifting the arms. So they're disconnecting that second one in the takeaway. Yeah. So already 2 connection points are off the table in the takeaway, much less as we keep going.
Right. So we've done this a million times, but if I had a little bit of up in my arms, I'll separate them to show, right?
Okay.
If I just had a little bit of up in my arms, where that upper arm comes up a little bit, and then I rotate the body where it should be, I've got the most beautiful textbook takeaway with the arms in front of me, not getting behind me too much. They can swing up to the top and get in a good spot instead of this arm being here and either me having to have a backswing that looks something like this, or I've got to loop up and over. So the thought process of up and turn, it's just gradual. If you did it in a golf swing, it's up, turn, up, turn, up, turn, up, turn. And that's what creates this beautiful plane of the club in the hand path as you go back.
1 and 2 are gone in the takeaway.
Yep.
3, kind of up there in that armpit, stays for most golfers.
Yeah.
Right? We're not trying to abduct the arm so far that you would drop a glove right there. Like, that's bad.
Yeah.
That happens by retraction of the shoulder. So let me give you if I can find my protractor. Okay, so this edge of the protractor, we'll call that the shoulder girdle, okay, the big ball of the shoulder. Shoulder to elbow, shoulder to kind of C7, okay? So you don't want to abduct your arm in the backswing to do that. That's what you would do if you were making like a one-handed swing where you would just go
like this
way. Yeah, that's not a golf swing. Doesn't happen in a golf swing.
No.
What does happen is if I just retract this, so I'm pivoting around this point here, if I just retract that, you can see the arm, what would look like abduction is retraction. Now there is a few degrees of abduction on top of that. That's how you get that look of abduction from a static camera angle.
It's this, we've talked about it a million times, is this retraction of the trail shoulder in the
Right.
backswing.
So, but I can put this under my arm and do that and it not fall out because I'm not doing that.
Kind of winging the arm a lot.
Yes.
I mean, you get some guys that have done it over the years, like a Daly probably is somewhere in there.
Super long back swings, all that. But again, that adds another element that you got to recover from in the downswing. Not what most golfers do. Good players. So if we do you have a glove, an extra glove on you?
I brought one.
Okay. So if we use the glove trick, let's first put it at that. We know number 1 is just off the table.
That's gone.
It's gone at address. Let's put it right there, kind of mid-arm. Can you even have it in there at setup?
Yeah, it feels awkward, like I'm burying my arm a little bit.
Okay, let me get it in there a little bit higher. Go ahead, set up to it.
I mean, that's about right.
So let's go right
higher.
there. Okay. So let's make that good, solid takeaway where you've got the arm working up.
Okay.
So already it's gone.
Yeah.
And
so my tendency is to keep it there because I did it for so long. I have to actually practice a little bit more of like getting a little bit of elevation. You've showed me with gears like the average tour player arm moves up more than
so
mine.
the range is about 5 to 15 degrees.
Because I played with a towel under my arms for years when I was a kid. So it's still awkward for me to say, oh, wow, it's okay to have that arm start moving up. But the good part is when I do it right, like I said, my arms stay more in front of me here, which leads to a better top of backswing. So again, it's just something, we all have our tendencies. I have to feel that in the takeaway.
So that's a good drill for a lot of golfers to do, to drop the glove. Not to keep it in place, but to drop it in the takeaway, because to do that, you've got to be moving the arms up as you turn. Now, anytime we see golfers struggle with this move, like dropping the glove this way is no good. We see golfers that do this struggle with turn. We had a tour player in the other day who struggled big time with turn. He's a multiple winner.
Yeah.
He had just gotten used to not turning and lowering his arm. He's lost distance because of it. So we got him more distance by getting his arms working up, which allowed him to turn more.
If we show you the whole backswing, right, it's obvious what the arms do, right? It's just somehow we get tricked into thinking there's none of that going on.
Well, because on the down the line camera, we see everything move behind us.
Exactly.
So our mind just thinks, move the club behind us.
Like this looks ridiculous, right? If I just did it like this, but if I put a turn on that, oh, I see that the arms actually did. So it's again just a gradual upturn, 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 upturn. And as I do that, that makes the hand path work around you the right way.
So if you want to jam a glove up in your armpit, it probably should never come out, no matter what you do.
Jam it way up in there.
Yeah. If you put it down lower, like right mid, that number 2 pressure point or connection point, it should come out early.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a glove,
maybe drop it.
Be my guest.
Work
on dropping it.
One or two ways.
Work on dropping it.
I mean, I saw VJ working on drop the glove.
Long time ago.
At Bay Hill in 2000.
He's used golf balls. He's used all sorts of stuff.
He probably put a little, I think he has one of those longer flowing swings. I think he was trying to get distance at the time. So he swung it up there and kind of splayed his arm out a little bit more, which is okay. You just don't want to pull it too far behind you. Yep. But he would drop it and then hit it. And, people have called me out. I said that before. He never did that. I literally witnessed it with my own 2 eyes. And at the time I was shocked because I was trying to do the opposite. And it got my mind thinking, oh, wait a minute. I might be doing something wrong here.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, okay, maybe a little bit more like I was a pitcher. So my arm felt good being up here.
Right.
Instead of being here. And it freed me up a lot. It was one of those moments in golf where you're like, all right, I really learned something here. It's like in the Hogan book where I learned to try to have my hands a little forward. There was these moments in time where your mind is like, oh, I'm doing this wrong.
So
and that was one of them.
You're going to see players work on Jake Knapp. He's done one recently where he had a glove under there, but he's a guy.
I think they're controlling some of that.
There.
100%.
Understand what you're trying to have connected, because all connection isn't created equal. Trying to reconnect that elbow point in the takeaway, bad news bears. Trying to keep that second one connected in the takeaway. For most golfers, again, bad news bears. Understand what you're trying to do and then add a drill in there. In this case, drop the glove. I think most of you are going to benefit so much more if you had a towel, because the towel usually wraps around kind of mid-arm. Have a towel, drop in the towel. You don't want to keep that towel connected mid-arm for sure.
I even had I think I've talked about this in a podcast. I had a strap that went around my elbows and my torso, and I got a case of the shanks one summer. I think I was like 13 years old. I begged my dad to buy it for me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm shanking everybody. No, I got to practice more. And once I got rid of it, I straightened myself out.
But you can see with all these great players that we've been showing over top in this video, the disconnection happens. Defined how we've heard it defined with those connection points. Now, that's not a good swing. That's not a good swing. Right, you don't want to peekaboo. So understand what you're trying to accomplish with connection, but just keeping everything tied to your rib cage, terrible idea.
Again, it looks good on paper because
It's simpler.
yeah, it looks good because like, oh, I can just do that and I have a perfect same swing every time. It just doesn't pan out in real life. Looks good on paper, doesn't necessarily work in the wild.
That's exactly right. So film yourself. Put your camera in some of these angles where we're showing you these great players are at, and see if you're not having the same amount of disconnection they are. If you're not, you may want to think about what you're trying to do in your swing.